Hey everybody, what's going on? My name's Matt with Boys Crypto. Massive blood in the streets today. Massive blood over the course of the week. Massive blood over the course of the month. When is this going to stop? Is there any sign of relief in the near term, or is this just the beginning of a greater collapse in the altcoin market? Let's dive in today and look at Ethereum, the #1 altcoin indicator here on TradingView. I'd like to bring up this giant idea that I have on the 2-week time frame, as everybody is very fearful about the Ethereum chain right now. But we can see right here we are consolidating very nicely on the 2-week chart and touching this bottom support line that is held since September of 2022. Could this be the opportunity that everybody's been waiting for? Are these the prices that you want to be averaging in on your altcoins? Let's dive in and look. These symmetrical triangles have a 50-50 shot of breaking out to either the upside or the downside, right? So here we are. We're going to copy this over. And this is saying that we got a 50-50 shot on Ethereum. You cannot go into the negatives, obviously, right? So is Ethereum done? Is Ethereum going to get absolutely annihilated over the course of the next few weeks and months? Or is this just going to be a bounce off this trend line? We're going to come up to the top, retest, and break out to massively higher prices, an outcome that many do not expect, right? If we were to break down from this support line, we'd have to lead ourselves to ask the question, is this the end for Ethereum? Is it the end of Ethereum being the #1 altcoin? Is it the end of Ethereum being the #1 chain that people run smart contracts on, right? So these are questions we need to ask ourselves, right? And when I'm looking at the altcoins in general, I love to look at Ethereum, right, to regain my perspective on the altcoin market as a whole, right? And as we're seeing massive blood in the streets, as Warren Buffett says, this is the time to buy, right? This is the time to buy. We have evidence here, the time to buy once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times on the altcoins. Is this the greatest opportunity to acquire some of these great projects that could lead to generational wealth? Let's dive in and see. I'd like to compare Ethereum to Bitcoin, the #1 coin, right? Bitcoin, as we have struggled sitting in between the $90,000 to $110,000 region over the past few months. Altcoins have bled like nothing else, right? Altcoins have bled like crazy. So let's see how Bitcoin or Ethereum is holding up to Bitcoin on the 1-week chart, and something huge in the charts here that I am noticing, this massive bullish divergence forming as we have a huge swing down in price action, while the RSI indicator is trending sideways, just hovering above that oversold region, right? This is giving me faith in the short term that we may see a massive push to the upside for Ethereum. Oh, not my history. Oh, let's see here. Let's get this horizontal line. Boom. Right? Alt H, come on, baby. All right, there we go. So we're saying that this trend line, right, this high is likely to be broken before this low, due to the massive bullish divergence we are seeing on the weekly time frame. Well, what does that look like? Ethereum would have to explode massively. You'd have a 114% move on Ethereum to the upside if this were to occur. And that's what this RSI bullish divergence is hinting to us here, right? We have a cup and handle forming here on the weekly. Despite the bearishness we are hearing from crypto Twitter and everybody and their mom, right? This is a bullish pattern, right? This is a bullish pattern. You got the cup and the handle, right? How did these break out? Well, they break out the length of the cup here, right? And that's saying Ethereum's going to come and beat up on Bitcoin here and be worth about 12% of a Bitcoin. Are we heading to a $7, $8, $9, $10, $20,000 Ethereum over the course of this run, right? It is certainly on the in the cards, right? So I'm looking at that bullish divergence, massive, massive, massive on the weekly. I believe we're going to get a massive recovery for these altcoins based off of this bullish divergence here, as we are approaching the lows here. We're approaching the lows for Ethereum compared to Bitcoin, right? Another thing I'd like to point out, we did bounce off the 886 retracement area, right, for Ethereum versus Bitcoin. What is the significance of this? Well, let's look back in time. Let's look back in time to the last time Ethereum had a massive run up from swing low to swing high. Where did we come down to, right, before we got that reversal in the altcoins to the 886 region here all the way back in 2017, right? So is this the beginning of the altcoin bull run? Is this where you want to start averaging in? I do believe so. Anything I say is not financial advice. It is just for entertainment purposes only. But I want to keep this on y'all's radar because in the past, we've seen reactions from this zone, and we already have 2 weekly green candles on the ETH Bitcoin chart. Ethereum is looking very strong on the 2-week chart, right? The daily, we are consolidating below the daily 200 MA, right? But since we've had this massive capitulation event where Ethereum fell down to $2,000, we need to ask ourselves, who bought that Ethereum? Who bought it? Was it World Liberty Financial? Was it BlackRock? Right? Was it a big player that knows something that we do not, right? And as we're consolidating here above this high volume node, I expect a bounce off this support region, right, to come up and at least test the top of this pattern, right? We'll break above this high volume node, test the support, break above the horizontal resistance, break above the horizontal resistance here, right? Retest, bullish retest, and we could potentially be heading to massively higher prices here for Ethereum, right? Breaking up to about that $7,600 target that we have here. That would be incredible for the altcoins. We would see an altcoin run like we have never, ever seen before. And this pairs very well with Bitcoin dominance that has been on a massive tear for the past 2 years, right? Let's look at this here on the weekly, right? Ever since December of 2022, we've been on a massive, massive uptrend for Bitcoin dominance. Let's see if this rising channel can break to the downside, which likely they do, right? And where are we sitting currently? Well, we have, let's pull a fib here. Let's see a bearish fib. Oh yeah, baby, look at that, right in the golden pocket, right? We are sitting in the bearish golden pocket retrace for Bitcoin dominance. If the bearish golden pocket retrace does play out, we will look for this channel to break to the downside, and you are looking at a massive, back to the start of the channel, 20% move, and at that point, you're in the middle of this massive gap on the VRVP. Can we possibly fall further back to the lows that we created in 2021? Can we see a 31% drop in Bitcoin dominance if Bitcoin decides to continue to scream to the upside, right? As we are still in a macro uptrend, we see a $150,000, $200,000 Bitcoin. You're talking about a $4 trillion asset where 33%, $1.2 trillion is going to be injected into the altcoin market. What will that do to your coin? It will blow it up like never before, right? We could be on the cusp of an alt season that is mind-blowingly massive, right? Despite all this fear, this is where you want to start purchasing some of those projects, in my opinion, right? So I believe that we're going to get a bounce off this bottom support line. Do not freak out. This is a time where you want to zoom out and look at the bigger charts, right? Look at the bigger idea. These are weekly candles, everybody. It takes 7 days for each one of these candles to form. We are above the weekly 200 moving average, right? For Ethereum, give it a chance to hold as support, and let's see if we can bounce off this bottom trend line here, right? And see if we could close some candles here above the weekly 200 SMA, right? We'll reclaim the daily 200 SMA, and let's see if we can get a bounce to the top of this pattern. I believe we will, and in no time, we're going to see our alts recover, right? This will turn from a sea of red to a sea of green here on Crypto Bubbles, even though it seems like there is no relief in sight, right, in the short term. Let's see how this market opens up this week. We have a couple hours until market open, right? We just finished up with President's Day holiday. We're going to have liquidity injected back into the market market. Watch out for Thursday. Those initial jobless claims are going to come out and shake the market, right? Any sign that we see that Fed Chair Jerome Powell may cut rates earlier than December, that is going to be incredibly bullish for all speculative assets, especially Ethereum and especially all these altcoins, right? Things that people are fearful on right now because these rate cuts have stopped ever since February, right? So keep an eye on that. If you want to trade these moves with me, feel free to follow me on Blowfin. Join with my link in the description below. It is no KYC, an email address, and a password, and you can start trading today. If you want to pull up TradingView, like I've been pulling up these beautiful charts here on the daily and the weekly and the 1 minute and the 1 second, whenever you want to break down, you know, stocks, cryptos, eggs, anything you want to see, my TradingView link is in the description below as well. Come join me nightly on the live stream at 12 o'clock midnight Eastern Standard Time. We're turning a $5,000 trading account into $10,000 and beyond. I am excited to see you there. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on those notifications so that you do not miss another critical update. I will see you guys tonight in the live stream. Boys Crypto is out.